Okay, for further explanation of what I was talking about, to make this light work with that system, I have got to eliminate this ground through the body mount. I'll demonstrate here in a little bit, but in order for this light to work the way I need it to, it needs to ground through the switch. So I've got to cut this tab off and try to put a lead on it that I can wire into the wire harness. That way it grounds back through the switch. Because the function that I'm trying for is the side marker works both as a marker and as a turn signal. Now, those are separate systems on the truck. So essentially, for this to work as both of these leads, depending on the function it's doing, will be hot at one time or another. For clearance light, if I could use this, it would probably work, or for turn signal. But to get it to work as both, I've got to ground it back through the switch. That's what I'm going to attempt next. All right, bring you down here so you see what I'm doing. Lay that back up out of the way so we don't damage it. And this will either work or I'll burn a bunch of crap up. I'm going to take that off. We'll see if I can get this handy dandy solder and self-soldering shrinking device on there. Get rid of a bunch of that. And that's useless. That'll work. Alrighty. Let's see if we can't modify this a little bit to go into that solder a little better. That should help. If I don't get grease and oil and crap all over it where it don't solder, it'll be doing all right. All right. Slide that all the way up to the solder. Prepare a piece of wire and see if I can mess this up. See if I can find what I just laid down. I can't, so I'll use this. All right. Of course, there's dielectric grease all over this thing, and I'm getting it all over my fingers, so hopefully I can do this without having to go buy another light or base. Naturally, I cut off the wrong end. I don't want to go over the wire. Get in there. No matter how many times I clean off this table, by the time I do one thing, it's completely covered with crap again. You know what? I think we're going to put that in to save for later. Anybody that's got these, you'll notice that one hole is a little bit bigger than the other. You probably can't see that. See if I can do it side to side. All right, one hole, one end is just a little bit bigger, more open than the other. I've only wasted a few of these figuring that out for myself. All right, let's try there. Looky there. See how easy that one in there? I hear people brag about these self-soldering, self-shrinking connectors. I don't know, I kind of like them. Make my life a hell of a lot easier on stuff like this. Let's see if I can do this without burning my fingers, without burning up this, and yes, I do have a hair dryer for this. I thought I'd try this, try the old trusty Zippo, and it ain't gonna make it, is it? Well, hopefully I won't jerk it apart while I'm going to get my hair dryer. Be right back. Hopefully I got that. Now if I can just leave it alone until it cools off, we'll know for sure. I have overdone these a few times, but normally what I like to do is run the heat until I see that band, which is solder, go fluid. Or sometimes it burns up some of this. And if necessary, I keep extra shrink wrap around, or heat shrink, I mean, so I can put another sleeve over that if that happens. All right, that's got that little plug-in module back in its base. Took some thinking about to remember how it came out of there. Pop this one apart, I'll show you how it was done and why I had to run it over the top. Maybe. Oh, come off of there. There. All right. Right there's that ground strap that I just modified. It comes up over the top of this and is captured with the mount bolt to ground it. This one, I pulled it over to the side where I can hopefully get a bolt down through there, run it down through and out the base, and I'll trim this to length when I get over to the truck. All right, I'm gonna take this over there and hook it up and do test the function and hopefully be able to show you what I was talking about. You want me to double check that, Lucy? That is exactly what I was hoping. I could have just left these, but I wanted to go, since I had the surgery in the wire harness, I want to go ahead and use it. That is success. Now all I gotta do is make the mount for it. I know I said hair dryer, but this is actually a heat gun that's made specifically for what I was using it for and things similar to that. So pro tip is, if you use this for a hair dryer, your hair will probably look like mine, although that's not what happened to mine. Anyway, all right, let's get this thing back off the ground so I don't stand on my head. This thing is old, so I had to put a shut-off valve on it, turn the air on, release the lock. That's busting away. I'm pretty sure this old lift is older than I am, but it works. You just gotta watch it. All right, that's far enough. Lock on the floor, shut the air off, because it will creep. Well, I forgot to turn the camera on when I was making this, but there's brackets I whittled out, tacked in, punched some holes in. That's the light mount. They're not pretty, but they don't need to be. Pretty much hidden. The light. Maybe I can do this. Yeah, maybe I can keep the camera aimed at it. Probably ain't gonna be able to do this with one hand, but I'm gonna try it. It's a lot easier without it being in that hole. Can't tell if this end snapped in or not. All right. There they are. Now it's back to wrestling the bumper back on. It's hot, steamy out there.